What's up? What? What is happening? This is your Vape at 5. I am the BlackCat. I'm your host. Today, I was going to go over the WireOx swivel. Fantastic product. I just absolutely love it. Probably the best swivel system I've used. And actually better than any of the other swivel systems or swivels that I've used, Croc and Sparrow included. Really a fantastic system. I'm going to change that and probably go over it next Wednesday. So, reason I'm doing that is because today we have something different going on in the industry, in the community, that needs to be talked about. Now, I don't know, and I'm not, this is not anything against anybody. I don't know how many people are going to be willing to really talk about this in detail. I have no financial legs in this industry. I don't make any money from this industry. I mean, I haven't even turned on my Google Ads account to even get any of the money you guys have donated to the channel. And I don't expect any money from this industry. I don't expect any money from anyone. I do this because I enjoy doing it. I like hanging out with you guys. I like having fun. It's centered around the vape community because that's what we all are, you know, and that's the long and short of it, really. You know, it's just a group of people that like hanging out together and having fun, and that's why I do this. The FDA Scott Gottlieb put out a memo today, and it was from reading over it. I've read through it once, and then I schemed through it again. It is pretty much a landmark change. Now, let me preface this just a bit. And what I was originally going to call this show was I was going to call it 17 years in one day. And I thought that was a little over dramatic, but what I wanted to convey was before 9/11, really, and I hate to use 9/11 as the D-Day of this, but there wasn't a whole lot of government intervention into capital markets. We had a little bit. I mean, if you remember the Joe Camel stuff where they took the advertising out, said it was advertising to kids and things like that. But quite frankly, like the idea for my generation as a youth to think that the government would come in and take away tobacco, it was just something you just kind of scoff at. Like, they're not going to do that. You know, tobacco is your choice. If you want to use it, they give you the information that it's bad and that it will kill you. Don't hold we all know this. We're not going to hold anything back, that it will kill you. But the idea that government would come in and regulate that or take that away from you or change tobacco it was something that you couldn't comprehend because that wasn't in our thoughts the idea of what government was. Government wasn't supposed to do that. This was a free country and a free market, and you could choose to use products that hurt you if you chose. That was on you. That's changed. And I think 9/11 was kind of, I don't want to blame 9/11 because it's such an awful thing, but it just, if you look at like when things started changing to government interaction with the society on a larger scale, I think that kind of was the day that a lot of laws got passed and a lot of things changed. And we've slowly gotten into this environment where the government, you know, for different reasons, gets involved in things that really are more personal preference or personal choice. And they do this because they feel that it is their right, or not their right, but they're here to protect us, to act as our ultimate father figure. You know what I mean? We can't rely on our parents anymore to guide us and to make these decisions. We can't rely on our communities to make these decisions and help guide us and develop our youth. We have to rely on the government to do that for us. That's sad. And it's become just almost just accepted that that's the kind of attitude that we're going to have. And it didn't used to be that way. And it'll never go back to the way it was. The government has decided that they're going to raise your kids and raise you as an adult to the way that they see fit. And today's decision, well, it is a decision, quite frankly, We've been poking the bear for a while, and the industry, um, and by the bear I mean government, the FDA, things like that, and I've been guilty of it too. Just kind of downplaying like the effect that the FDA has the ultimate power right now, guys, the ultimate power. And today they flexed some muscle and they showed how much power they have. And today, Scott Gottlieb, and I don't think Scott Gottlieb's that bad of a guy. I really don't. From what I've seen from him, hear him speak, he seems like a pretty fair, rational guy. But today he wrote a 7-page uh, memo, notification, statement that he released. And he really could have written it in just one page with 2 words, and the 2 words would have been fuck you, because that's what he did. So, today is going to be a little different. I'm not going to be all cheery and running around having fun. It was a gut punch to me when I read it, because I was just like, wow, like, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. And this is not like something you can just be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Because this is it. Okay. So, with the risk of being overly dramatic, I will preface this by saying that I am not a lawyer. I am not in government regulation, nor have I ever been. So, my interpretation of this could be off. So, keep that in mind as I'm reading this. What I ask you to do is take a minute and read it. 7 pages, small print. It'll take you a little bit, but if you can kick through it. I'm going to try to pull out the things that I highlighted that I felt were the most monumental in the entire thing. The statement is titled Statement. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it. So don't like run away. The fucking guy's going to read the fucking statement. No, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to pull some information from. All right. Statement from FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb, MD, on new steps to address the epidemic of youth e-cigarette use. He used the word epidemic. Now, whenever you're going into public relations, okay, whenever you're going to public relations, and people who are in politics know this all so well, the words that you choose to label things are critical, because they hold weight. The word epidemic, pandemic, creates fear. That creates fear. And if you want to get things done, that, my friends, is the way to get things done. Epidemic of youth e-cigarette use. In the second paragraph, he says, we saw an opening to push a generational shift in the deadly course caused by tobacco, and we seized it. And what he's referring to is a few years ago, they created the Tobacco Youth Act, which basically said that we're going to protect families, we're going to protect children from tobacco, and we're going to take this out of we're going to take the opportunity for youth to smoke and become addicted to cigarettes so they don't become somebody like me who started smoking them when they were 16 and into adulthood. I wish I never did that. I really do. And a lot of this stuff, see, that's the thing about it, and I'm going to come to you as real as I possibly can, because a lot of the stuff in here, I kind of agree with. Not kind of, I do agree with. Because I don't want kids smoking either. I really don't. I don't want any of you smoking. Blades, Miguel, Daytime Frank, I don't want any of you guys smoking. I don't want me smoking or my kids. So you have to, just to come right out and disagree with everything that's said, it is really being unreasonable in my opinion. There are things in here that are true. Now, the kid card and things like that, and that I've been guilty of throwing out there and things like that, it's time to throw that out the fucking window, guys. It's time to stop. At the risk of getting myself in trouble here with the vaping community. First off, I love the vaping community, but it's time. Our strategy of public relations and trying to protect vaping is great, but I really think it's time to shift from that and blaming other organizations to really trying to figure out how we're going to stop use from picking up vaping electronic cigarette products that could lead them into smoking or whatever, and stop scoffing at that. And I'm as guilty as anybody else of doing it. I do it all the time. I fucking laugh because I said, and I say, I still believe it, that if you ever want to get anything done in politics or government, you use kids. The kid card it's unbreakable. It's unstoppable. The kid card is unstoppable. This document that was sent out today is about stopping kids, protecting kids from e-cigarette usage and ultimately addiction to nicotine. E-cigarettes may present an important opportunity for adult smokers to transition. This is the most important thing in this entire document. This is the most important sentence I'm reading to you right now, and I'm going to tell you what this means. E-cigarettes may present an opportunity for adult smokers to transition off combustible tobacco products and onto nicotine delivery products that may not have the same level of risk associated with them. Okay, so that statement in there is true. May, using the word may, he was pretty careful with that, and that's basically saying it may help you, it may not. Well, we know it's better for you. It's harm reduction. It's been proven over and over and over again that it's harm reduction. The may is in there because we don't know the long-term effects, and you can't prove the long-term effects without what? Time. So that's why he used the word may. He's saying that, and the reason he's saying that is because he's trying to defend the decision that he made last year to push the 22. So what has been happening over the last few years with the FDA and with the industry is that the FDA is kind of laid off us, and they've let a lot of stuff go, and they really haven't pushed any of the regulations. You'll notice that the one regulation they were going to push was supposed to go back to 2016 to wipe out all new products. That everything like before a certain date, and I don't know all the exact on that. They were supposed to push that all back, and they said no, we're going to give you till August 8th, 2022. And if you get everything set together, get in the right documents and things of that nature, and pay your fees, and we'll approve products up to this date. So what he's basically doing is he's saying, in this document, what he says is he's wrong for allowing that to happen. And not only does he say he was wrong, he justifies why he made the decision. But then he almost apologizes for making that decision. So this is the mentality of this man that is writing this letter, that he's apologizing to anti-smoking groups, the youth of America, parents, for allowing the vaping industry to have these extended periods. But let me be clear. Nicotine is not a benign substance. This is especially true when it comes to children and the effects that nicotine has on the developing brain. That's why we need a strong regulatory process that puts these new products through an appropriate series of regulatory gates. Analysis shows that our potential plan to drop smoking rates from the current 15% to as low as 1.4% are on track. We're on track before. Basically, what he's saying is they were on track to knock smoking down to 1.4% until e-cigarettes came around. And now that number has completely flipped and is going back up. Here again, he's apologizing. We didn't foresee the extent of what's now become our biggest challenge. We didn't predict what I now believe is an epidemic of e-cigarette use among teens. And here is the sentence, and I highlighted this in a different color. This is the sentence I want you to pay attention to. This is kind of off of what I already said, but this is the most critical statement in the entire thing, and this is what leads into the discussion that we're going to have. The FDA won't tolerate a whole generation of young people becoming addicted to nicotine as a trade-off for enabling adults to have access to the same products. So what that says is the FDA is not willing to allow the youth of this country to become addicted to nicotine to stop you from smoking. They've made their choice. Flavor survey, all that stuff we did, they made their choice. They say that there is documentation, there is information that's going to be coming out in the near future within the next couple of months that is going to show an epidemic of teen e-cigarette usage. We haven't seen those numbers. Those numbers I haven't seen. I've seen a slight rise, but I haven't seen it to epidemic proportion. But he says those numbers are coming, that they've already reviewed them, they're vetting them, and that those numbers will be coming out very soon for us to see. I'll say to that if that is true, if the teen smoking numbers are as he says, at epidemic proportion, then you know what? We need to fucking do something. Absolutely. No question. Because like I said, I don't want to see anybody, Zoberg, Perry, I don't want to see any of you guys smoking. You know what I mean? So if that's true and he's being, he's being honest, then man, we've got to do something as an industry. We've got to do something. And I'm going to tell you this now. The time of us self-regulating and the time of us making those decisions and policing ourselves, it's fucking over. It is over. That is going to be done. The FDA is done playing fucking. They are not going to be Mr. Nice Guy anymore about this stuff. The FDA is done. They're done. They basically said, you know what? We gave you this opportunity to do some things yourself. That's what's in the document here. We gave you an opportunity to do some things and police yourself and regulate yourself. And you guys blew it. You blew it. Now we're going to do it for you. This is a 7-page document. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You guys are like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm trying to get this information out to you, and I really ask that you read it. We're announcing the largest ever coordinated initiative against violative sales in the history of the FDA. Largest ever in the history of the FDA. This is the largest single enforcement action in agency history. Holy shit. It is aimed at retail and online e-cigarette sales of e-cigarettes to minors. So, what does that mean? Well, let me explain. When he says the largest ever, that's fucking terrifying because that means that they are more than likely every brick and mortar, every convenience store, every online sales is going to be under some sort of scrutiny. More than likely fined and at worst case scenario shut down. And they're not fucking playing around anymore, man. This is what's happening. This is what's happening soon. Revisiting the compliance policy that we announced last summer to extend the application compliance periods for certain deemed products. I mentioned this before, and what I was talking about was where they were going to extend it to August 8th, 2022. Thank you, Chessie, for putting that in there. It's long, but you guys got to read it. If you care about vaping, if you want to keep vaping, let's read it. This is what you've got going on. Including especially e-cigarettes that were marketed as of August 8th, 2016. Under the current policy, the compliance date for filing applications for such projects was extended to August 8th, 2022. They're revisiting that date. Now, when they made that change, what it says in the actual legal document is August 8th, 2016. What they said was, well, hey, we're going to give you to August. And this is where my frustration for the industry kind of comes out. Because they said, now, we're going to give you till August 8th, 2022 to get your ducks in the line, get everything submitted. And then we will start, if you pass the vetting process for your product, you'll be allowed to sell it. They're going to revisit that. And what that means is, that if you do not have your documentation in by August 8th, 2016, which is over a year ago, that your product is not going to be allowed to be sold on the market. Stop making stuff. It's not going to be sold. That's what I read that as. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I read technical documents. I don't typically read statements by the FDA. That's what I read in this, is that they're going to. This is, and I don't know if this is a threat, but if it is a threat, it's a threat. It's a really big fucking threat. It's the FDA. They can come in and be like, you can't wear orange shirts anymore. You'd be like, what? Like, yeah, you can't wear orange shirts. You'd be like, I'm going to wear an orange shirt. And they'll be like, okay, wear an orange shirt. And next thing you know, you got a $100,000 fine for wearing an orange shirt. Does it make sense? No, but they can fucking do that because they are the fucking federal government. So, don't wear orange shirts. I'll say this in a joking manner, but this is, about as fucking serious as you can get. He goes on here. He says, one factor we're closely evaluating is the availability of characterizing flavors. Now, what he means by that is we know that flavors, here we go. We know that flavors play an important role in driving youth appeal. And in view of the trends underway, which means he's pissed off that people are continuing to sell flavors geared towards minors. In view of the trends underway, we may take steps to curtail the marketing and selling of flavored products. We're now actively evaluating implementing such a policy. So they are in the evaluation phase of implementing a policy. The evaluation phase means that they already have the fucking thing written up. It's in front of the bosses now. They're evaluating it. Somebody has a bad fucking day, they sign it, it's done. Implementing such a policy that will basically stop flavors. Now, the only two flavors that are allowed right now by law is tobacco and menthol is under review. So, again, he goes into basically apologizing for his decision last summer to allow it to continue to go. He does that throughout the entire message. He's apologizing. Not only apologizing, but trying to justify why he did what he did. That's not good. About halfway down here, he says, the changes they're going to make, which are all in here, and the changes that they're proposing, which are all in here, which are what I've explained to you, this may create some obstacles for some adults who enjoy e-cigarettes. These are the hard trade-offs that we've grappling with, but the youth risk is paramount. So, paramount. That was a butchering of that sentence. I hope I conveyed exactly what he is saying. Everything that basically everything that what I read from this is everything we do moving forward. Saying, hey, I quit smoking because of this. And he's like, I really don't fucking care. I really don't fucking care. The kids are vaping. I'm just going to stop them from vaping. And you are collateral damage. Here's your chastisement to the industry. This is not my words. These are Scott Gottlieb's. I've been warning the e-cigarette industry for more than a year that they needed to do much more to stem the youth trends. In my view, they treated these issues like a public relations challenge, rather than seriously considering their legal obligations. The public health mandate and the existential threat of these products and the risks mounted. They treated these issues like a public relations challenge rather than seriously considering their legal obligation, the public health mandate, and the existential threat of the products and the risk mounted. Basically saying that the industry, instead of doing something to curb youth appeal and youth usage, they continued to full force to market products and to continue to make money. So, he then says, it starts with the steps we've taken today. In the meantime, the FDA is announcing an escalating series of actions to forcefully address youth use trends, which means it's coming. It starts with the steps we've taken today with the announcement of the largest coordinated tobacco compliance effort in the history of the FDA. In addition, as I've known, I'm not going to continue to read, but I just want to read a couple more things and then I'll drop it. In addition, as I've noticed, we seriously reconsidered our compliance dates for the submission of product applications when it is apparent that there's widespread youth use of the product. We've especially focused on the flavored e-cigarettes, and we are seriously considering a policy change that would lead to an immediate removal of these flavored products from the market. Talks about the 5 companies that they sent letters to today. 5 companies that they sent letters to today that have 60 days. These 5 companies have 60 days. They represent 90% of the current market. They have 60 days to reply back to the FDA with what they call a reasonable and a doable plan to stop e-cigarette usage and use. Oh. Today we sent letters to 5 e-cigarette manufacturers whose products were sold to kids during the enforcement blitz, and that collectively represent more than 97% of the current market. Juul, Vuse, Mark 10, Blue e-cigs, and Logic. These brands will be initial focus of our attention when it comes to protecting kids. Now, reading that makes me feel a little bit better about the whole situation. And what he says down here also makes me feel a little bit better, because there's a little bit of backpedaling in that he's going to focus more on disposable pod systems than he is on rebuildables, tanks. He even says the word tank. We're going to look at more the disposable pod systems, high milligram salt nicks, than we are in the rebuildable tank type products. So that's good. I mean, that's good, because that's basically saying, kids aren't really buying and doing, making coils and doing things like that. That's not what a kid does. A kid is going for a low cost disposable, pod system, Juul, that they can use. Given the magnitude of the problem, we've requested that the manufacturers of these brands and products come back to the FDA in 60 days with robust plans on how they convincingly address the widespread use of their products by minors, or we'll revisit the FDA's exercise of enforcement for products currently on the market. Let me be clear. This may require these brands to revise their sale and marketing practice, including online sales, to stop distribution of their products to retailers who sell to kids, and to remove some or all of the flavored e-cigarette products from the market until they receive pre-market authorization and otherwise meet applicant requirements. All right. We believe there is no excuse for manufacturers not to file applications with the FDA because the agency hasn't told them what they're expected to do. If a manufacturer wants to get direct, precise guidance on a specific product application, just call us, request a meeting. Our door is always open. So, that in a nutshell is what is in this. I don't know how much. The last sentence that he said there is that he's willing to have an open communication line with manufacturers of these products. And, that's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. At the risk of alienating people here, I'm just going to say this. The industry, the community, we're in trouble. There's absolutely no way around it. And the good thing about that, and I said this before in a few, at least we know where we stand. Okay. There's really not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot in this statement that leads you to wonder what he's really thinking. No, he comes right out and fucking says what is going on. This is what we're fucking doing. And we're not going to be good. We're not going to be Mr. Nice Guy about it anymore. There's going to be a lot of brick and mortars getting shut down. There's going to be a lot of online sites getting taken down. More than likely, pod systems are probably going to go away. Salt nicks are probably going to go away. Anything high milligram is going to go away. It looks like. Flavors. I think, flavors are probably going to go away. Yeah. We're now. How I want you guys to think about this when you start discussing this with people, how I want you to think of this is, I want you to think of this as a parent. Whether you're a parent or not, I want you to think of this as a parent. And that is how he is coming at this issue. He is coming at this issue as a concerned parent for the youth. Is it right? I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I'm just some old drunk who vapes and does fucking YouTube shows and acts goofy and has fun. I don't fucking know, man. You know? But am I concerned for youth smoking? Fuck yeah, I am. I don't want kids vaping and smoking. I think it's stupid. We've got to get, as a community, I mean, I think the only way to survive any of this. Now, I'll say it and then we'll go back. There's always going to be loopholes around how to get around things, you know. They're not going to be able to stop it 100%. And experienced vapors, like the majority of people that watch me, you know, new vapors aren't really watching my show. It's like, you know, a lot of people that are watching it are experienced vapors, and we'll get around it. You know what I mean? I'll still make coils, and, you know, I'll still get my vape juice and, you know, things like that. But as a community, we really need to take the youth thing like as fucking deadly serious as we can take it, because they are taking it deadly serious now. We all talk about, you know, and you know, kids not vaping and things like that. And I don't think we ever preach that it's okay. I've never heard anybody preach that it's okay. You always say, you know what? We got to do what we got to do, and we got to stop kids from doing it. And if that means that, you know, whatever, this, that, and the other, we got to do it. Does that mean a lot of products are going to get taken off the market? Probably. Does that mean it's going to stop a lot of the new products coming out? Yeah. New products are not going to be coming out anymore. I mean, any investor who reads this, if I was an investor and I read this and saw and read what was in this document, I'm pulling all funds. I'm not investing any more money in the industry, and that's what makes the industry go. That's what makes the industry go. Is the money that's invested in for people that think they can make money. It's not going to be that easy anymore. And a lot of the new stuff. And, you know, I was listening to somebody today, and I just, after I heard the decision, I went on and I just started Googling people who were talking about it. And I wanted to get some feedback. And one of the people I heard was just lambasting people by name. Oh, it's your fault. Fuck you. Oh, it's your fault. Fuck, it's not anybody's fault, man. It's not one single person's fault. It really isn't. You know what? We all are guilty of some, and we're all, you know, but you know what? I think most people that do this, either whether you do it on YouTube or Instagram, or you're just out there in the community helping, most people do this because they want people to stop smoking. You know, they know the damage it's done to their life and to their family, and they want to stop people from smoking. And you know what? If people make money in this industry, like, again, I have no financial legs in this industry at all. So what I'm telling you is just what I think. But who doesn't want to make money in this industry? You know what I mean? So how can you fucking beat on somebody for making money in this industry? Sure, maybe some of the decisions that were made based on money or based on greed a little bit, yeah, maybe they weren't the best decisions. But you know what, man? You got to make money where you can make money. And you know, I don't see how anybody can be. And anybody they're gonna try to like blame, like, you know, I don't know whether that be a public organization or stuff like that. That's bullshit, man. That's complete fucking bullshit. It's nobody's fucking one person's fault. Really not. And so, but I do think moving forward, I think that people really, yeah, like that. Join the dog side. You like that, Frank? I love his shirt. It's Darth Vader, but it's got the guy who always wears the dog mask and the dog pound. Yeah. Hey man, we're 0-1. I gotta celebrate. And people who have skin in the game, I mean, this guys is terrifying. If you have skin in the game right now, this is terrifying. It really is. And I want to be the first to say that, you know, I'm here to lend whatever support I can for you. But I'm also going to say that, you know, anybody that, you know, wants to you know, help promote the show, want me to promote them, I want to make sure that you're following the FDA regulations, because I think that it is, I think it's going to be paramount, and not just because I think, and not because I think the FDA regulations are right, nah, because I think that we're going to have to bow down, and I think that's how we're going to have to do business moving forward. That's the only way it's going to survive. And you know, the more we try to buck the changes, You know, it's good to be a fighter. It really is. You know, and stand up for what you believe is right. Absolutely. And I'm not telling anybody not to do that. But you have to pick your battles. And right now, like us versus the FDA is like an infant versus a fucking grizzly bear. It's no contest. They have a gigantic dick. And all they have to do is swipe a pen and it's all gone. So I think compliance with the regulations. I think having it more of an open mind in the dialogue regarding something we're all extremely concerned about: youth smoking, youth vaping. We're all concerned about that. None of us want that shit. We have to work together, and we have to make decisions with everything that we do in this industry uh, to stop that as best we can. And what are the answers? I don't fucking know. I mean, you know, to me, it's just as simple as checking an ID, making sure the person is 18 years of age before they purchase an e-cigarette product. And 99% of the people do that. But I'll tell you, if you haven't done that and you're a brick and mortar right now, or you're an online store without adequate security to sell to minors, you're in trouble. Because they're coming. They say it's the largest ever, fucking largest ever movement, whatever, by the FDA. Largest ever. I mean, they are coming. And what that means, they're coming to every fucking store, dude. They're not playing around. They're going to every website. They're not playing around. Like, I mean, I don't think it could not be more clear than what's in this. He's throwing down the gauntlet and saying, this is what we're going to fucking do. Here we come. You know, we're not hiding. You know. I just like picture like the FDA, or remember the what was it, the ATF walking up to fucking Waco with all them guns. You know, like that's what I'm picturing, like a vape shop and all these guys with guns like coming up, you're like peeking out the door, fucking shooting your dog. That's what I'm picturing, man. Like, they're not playing around. Selling to minors, and people who sell are going to get arrested. And if you sell, they had a sting operation apparently that they've been running, that they have they put in their 1,000 stores or something. They're going to be fucking going after minors buying online. They're going to be going after like Vapor DNA, all of them probably getting shut down. I would bet that a lot of them are going to start getting shut down because they'll probably go after a really really big one just to start, just to kind of like, you know, create a shock of everybody so everybody pays attention. You know, so I wouldn't be surprised like Vapor Element, one of the big ones, Breezy, gets fucking smashed and they just get rid of it. But who knows? And ultimately, now, what does my brain tell me? Okay, reading that, and I don't want to alienate anybody. And I'm not blaming anybody. And I'm not going to sit here and call people fucking names and do all that bull. That's bullshit. And that gets us fucking nowhere, man. What I think is really the ultimate what is happening here and what's going to happen is that Big Pharma is going to regulate nicotine. That's where I see it going. And it's just too much money on the table, man. It's just too much money on the table. You know how much money they can make if they fucking can regulate nicotine? They can really present nicotine as this awful, dangerous substance and regulate it. And then they'll go after caffeine. They'll go after caffeine. You know, even though caffeine's more socially acceptable, but who knows? You never know. I never would have thought this would have happened 25 years ago. I never thought, ever thought that this would happen 25 years ago. That somebody would regulate tobacco, regulate nicotine. Like, you already tell you can't sell under minors. Like, what else do you need to do? Like, this kind of like overreach by a government organization, I never thought, man. 25 years ago, I'd have been like, you're fucking kidding me. They can't do that. Yeah, they can. And yeah, they are doing it. It's the way it is. Vaping with D. It was a bonded station at the end of my street. Yeah, that would sell. I started smoking cigarettes when they were about $1.15 a pack. And I would buy Camels, regular Camels. And yeah, and I was about 12, 13 when I was buying them. Yeah, bonded. I know exactly. Still there. Well, it's a different store now, but yeah, still there. And I think maybe that's something. Maybe the like doing like a liquor store, like making a vape store like a liquor store. Where you can't sell in gas stations anymore, and the products are only sold at vape stores that get a state seal. I mean, maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't know. Maybe that would work. You go in and get your new smock or smoke, whatever you want to call it. Mech, or I don't know, because there's only going to be a few producers left. There's not going to be many. Like that, the application for all that shit is really fucking expensive. So a lot of people are going to be changing industries real fucking quick and doing something else. A lot of things that I like I don't think are going to make it. They're not going to make it. They just don't have the money to do it. But you know, you're going to go in and get a smock with a state seal on it. You're going to rip the seal, open it up. Don't take it over state lines. That's where we're going, guys. That's what's going to happen. Right on, Chessie. Why would you buy a smock? That's what I'm saying, bro. Because I think that they're talking. Did you listen to what I told you? Did that make sense? They're going to revisit the policy that they set up for the basically stopping everything August 8th, 2016. They're going to revisit that. If you don't have anything submitted before that, you're not going to be able to sell it. It's done. They're revisiting that. Very soon they're going to come up with a decision. The August 8th, 2022, you can guarantee that ain't happening. That's done. That's fucking gone. For sure. And JTH, you make a great point. Something I want to mention to you. And this is something, I do the addiction shows and recovery shows and all that, and it means a lot to me. In the recovery community, my recovery in the recovery community, no offense, guys, but that's my number one of everything. Because people are fucking dying. And and you talk about a fucking epidemic. From 2002 to 2017, the overdose rate in this country has gone up 325%. And in the last 3 years, it's gone up 50%. That's a fucking epidemic. And the majority I don't know what the percentage of youth are in that, but I'm assuming do you ever see an old junkie? How many old junkies do you know? Not many, because they're fucking dead. So does that really kind of piss on, does that piss me off? Yeah, it pisses me off. That's fucking bullshit. The FDA let all that shit happen. They let it all happen. They fucking allowed all them drugs. Does that piss me off? Yeah. Is it bullshit? Yeah. Is this bullshit? Yeah. What are you gonna do? This is where we're at, guys. This is where we're at. I think ultimately, and I'm not trying to get people riled up here by it. I'm really not. But I think ultimately they didn't expect the pushback. They didn't expect the pushback. They thought they'd be able to roll the industry pretty quick. And I think the flavor survey was a wake up with people coming back, and they're like, wow, these people really do give a shit. These people really do, want this industry to continue. I think, and I think that it was something that really shocked them, and they had to play the kid card, and the kid card, whether you agree with it or not, there's nothing you can play against it. There's nothing you can say that will over trump the kid card. Yeah. So there you are. So here we are. So anyway, that doesn't, and you know what? Quite frankly, it doesn't even fucking matter talking about it anymore. It doesn't matter, because this is what's happening and this is what's coming. it was a shock to me when I read it. You know, I had a really good day today, and I had a good show planned for tonight. I was going to do the swivel thing, and I was pretty excited about it because I'm really excited about the product. I thought it was going to be really neat for a lot of people to see how well it works, do some testing on it. It's going to break out the corded drill and fucking ramp it up and to see how it does. And then I saw this, and it like punched me in the stomach, and I almost thought about just not doing a show. I was like, fuck it, I'm just not gonna do it because I'm just not in the mood. I don't want to get on here and be all pissed off, things like that, because that's not the way that I want to present myself to you guys. Like I don't want to present myself as some fucking pissed off, uh, beaten man. You know what I mean? That's not the image I want you. That's not how I want you guys to think of me. But I felt, I didn't know how many. I don't have a giant audience. I don't have thousands of people watching me, but I don't know how many people that do have that many that are really going to talk about it. I don't. And that's nothing against them. It's nothing against them at all. Some people, they have different, when you get that big, you can't really, you've got obligations to companies and things. You can't do that. And I get it, man, but I didn't know how many people were going to say anything. So I figured, I'll come on here, at least, people that I care about that watch me, the BlackCat fam, I'll tell you what's going on so you guys know. Spread the word. The days of saying, everybody has a right to say it, and I'm sure I'll say it under my breath, but like the days of saying fuck the FDA and all that shit, that's gone, man. It's fucking gone. We can't do that anymore. Our organizations that are fighting the good fight, all that. I'm interested to see what they say about all this. I'm sure there's a lot of teary eyes. I'm sure there's a lot today. Organizations like Not Blowing Smoke and CASA and all them. I'm sure they're just devastated by this. And people that spend their day and nights worrying about this, people that I really, really respect. Jen and David. People that hold in high regard. Regulatory Watch, I watch him a lot and hold a high regard for those people. Yeah, they're this is pretty devastating to them, and my heart goes out to you guys. I know that you tried, man. You fucking tried. You tried, and I think a lot of us tried. And there's a lot of us who we could have done more, but it is, it's you can't really go back. There's nothing you can do about it now. Um, Yeah, government, right, Rob? The government will do whatever they want. There's nothing you can do about it. It sucks. Short of moving or revolting. I don't know how that would go. I don't think it would go great. But again, we talked about the other day. It's like, you get to stop and think how really good we have it here. I mean, it's not, it's not that bad, guys. It really isn't. I mean, when I say things were different, yeah, things were different 25 years ago. You know what? 25 years from now, they'll be different than they are now. And you guys will say, you know what? 25 years ago, things were different. And you'll be right. And they'll be different. And then 25 years from then, it'll be different again. Yeah. Travis, I hope not, brother. I love you, man. You know I do, Trav. I love you. I thought about you today when I saw this. I thought about you, Trav. I did. Good. Well, good. You know what? And I will do that. I will take a look at it. I'm just saying, and again, I preface this with I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a politician. I don't write these type of documents. So I'm just reading what's in here. Yeah, and I think the thing is, Chessie, I hope I do come across as trying to be like, look, this is what we got to do. I hope I'm not being too much of a downer. That it wasn't really my intention. My mood is that though. So if I'm conveying like this in kind of a monotone, like downer tone, it's because I feel that way, and it's because it's like people like Travis. Like I love Travis to death. And Travis, Travis on my build team, like very, I've talked to him for a long time, and I know he is 100% in to get this stuff done. He is a hero in this industry, and I know he is, man. And I feel for you, bro. I really do. I hope, I pray, and I'll do anything I can. You know, but we just have to take. Yeah, you know, we're gonna have to. This whole kid thing, it got us, man. It fucking got us, you know. And yeah, what different? There are ways to get your words heard. Yeah, good, man. Well, I tell you, anything we can do, man, to help. Um, I will certainly do that. As a parent, I have to say there's some things in it, and it's just me being honest. There's some things in it that I agree with, you know. And after getting past the anger of the whole thing and all that, I'm not going to backpedal from that. I'm not going to backpedal. And you know, it's just I look at it and I'm like, yeah, some things in here I'm like, fuck, man, we could have done a lot differently, you know. But again, it's over. You know, it is what it is. So we're just going to go ahead and move forward and do the best we can. I am going to continue to vape as long as I possibly can. Because I'm afraid if I stop vaping, I will go back to cigarettes. So I think in the coming weeks, um, I think that there's going to be some calls to action, and we're gonna get behind it. We're gonna find out. I hope that somebody stands up in this industry as a fundamental. And this is what I've always felt we've needed. We have a number of different organizations that all do advocacy, and they're all fantastic, from what I know about them. We need one person. We need somebody. We need a focal person that can lead the industry. We need somebody out there who can do it. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. But we need somebody that can do that. And we need somebody who can stand up there and represent the industry well and can talk with these organizations. Because once you get face to face, if we have a face of the industry, we don't have that. You know what I mean? We have people on YouTube that are popular, you know, like Rip Trippers and Grim that have, you know, over 120, 250, you know, Sophie and Mike and those guys. We have that. We have a bunch of them, but we don't have that one person. Like Rip could be that person. He's got over 1 million subs. He could be that person, but he's not. He doesn't want to be, and I can't blame him. You know, he's doing his thing. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing. Fucking can't blame the guy. You know, I envy that he was able to do what he did, man. Fantastic. Good for you. I still think he's a great reviewer. I don't care what anybody says. The guy's a fucking great reviewer. Don't ever think he's not. He is. That motherfucker will could sell fucking ice cream to an Eskimo. Ice to an Eskimo, man. He's fucking awesome. But at the same time, I mean, we're gonna have to find somebody in the industry. David, I think, is a fantastic person to get up there. Have you ever seen A Billion Lives? Like David is real good in that, and Jen, people like that. But somebody's got to be the focal person. We need to, and I think that's the first. And I said that kind of from the beginning. Is like we need one fucking person to like fucking get in there and be the person who goes and talks to everybody. Without that, you know, we don't, you know, they're seeing us all as this group of people instead of seeing one person that has, you know, decision making power and can mobilize what we need to do. Because I'm telling you, like in the next few weeks, I'm really praying that we get some guidance from the industry what we need to do, and I think it needs to come from people without financial thing. And it's going to come from people that have financial, you know, legs in the industry and but I really think it needs to come from. I think it needs to come from people who don't, and I think it needs to come from people that seriously care about this industry. You know, that they can't have dirt on and say, you know, because if you know if you send somebody up there who's got a bunch of money invested in it, they're gonna be like, well, you're just worried about your fucking investment, so they automatically take away your credibility that way. You know, so I think it's gonna have to be somebody who doesn't have any like that shit to step up and be like, yeah, this is what we need to do, and get people all mobilized together and point us in a direction to do something. You know, the flavor survey was the first thing that I can recall that we all like came together and did. We all supported. We all, you know, went after it. A lot of us did, and we're like, you know, it was big and mobilized people. And I thought we had a really good turnout. I mean, it's disappointing hearing that they don't really give a fuck what we think, because that's what he said. Yeah, he's not going to risk youth based on getting you to quit smoking. That's not what he fucking doesn't care. And it isn't so much for the current vapors, but it is for people who are looking to quit. You know what I mean? How many people go in and quit buy a Juul, fucking quit smoking? I'm sure it happens every day. I'm sure it happens every day, hundreds of times a day, maybe 1,000. People fucking walk into a store instead of buying a pack of cigarettes, they get a fucking cucumber flavored Juul. Who the fuck would hate that? I don't know, but they do. And fucking quit smoking. You know, and you win. That's a win right there. That's going away. Yeah, they're issuing e-cigs on prescription. That you know what, bud? Cows. That's it. That's the ultimate goal. Is um, the scheduling of nicotine. The scheduling of nicotine is worth billions, trillions of dollars, man. Trillions of dollars. If they could schedule it and only like certain companies could give it out, and fucking had to jump through hoops, insurance and all that to pay. Oh, so much money, dude. So much money. Is that's how my brain thinks, unfortunately, and I wish it didn't think that way, but it does. All right, see you, JTH. So, that being said, I just went for an hour without telling any jokes. I I know that I'm going to have a nice dinner tonight on YouTube tonight. You're gonna Heavy Metal Vapors on at 9. Golf T Vapes is on at 11 p.m. 11. I don't know, 10:30. 10:30. Nick might be on tonight. Nick's been going live a lot. Nick's live. He's live survive all the time. Had a good show last night. I watched some of that. I love you guys. I do. I hope we I hope we fucking figure something out. I really do, man. I'm gonna keep vaping. I'm gonna keep doing shows. I probably won't even mention this again. When we do find out what we're doing as an industry or community, not an industry, because I'm not part of an industry. I'm part of the community of vaping. When we do find out what we're doing, then I'll publicize it as much as I possibly can and get it out there to you guys. That we're gonna we'll work together. Black Cat fam, work together, try to fucking move things, man. See what we can do. Um, Read the document. Read it. You see what's being said. Read it objectively. Look at it as a parent. What you think. Um, Try not to walk away with any like ill intentions. Let's think of what we can do positively. Positively is the key here. Let's not get all pissed off about it because that's not going to get us anywhere. Right? Be an adult. Read it. First, last. Hey, oh, if you're not subscribed to me, hit the subscribe button. I never say that. I never do that. I've been doing that lately. Somebody told me to do that. I forget who it was. Somebody told me, they're like, at the end of your video, tell them to subscribe. I was like, really? Like, yeah, you'll get more subscribers that way. I was like, okay. I always forget. You're just watching this video. This is not the normal Vape at 5. Normal Vape at 5 is fucking awesome. It's the best show ever you've ever seen in the universe, probably. Yeah, it is. Subscribe to me. Trying to be the lady. Do you guys remember when I always would try to be the Lady Gaga of YouTube? Those who've been with me for a while know the Lady Gaga of YouTube. That was a while ago. It feels like a while ago. I did so many goddamn shows. Moved to the UK. Oh man, don't say I haven't thought about that. It's a beautiful country, man. That's where my family and I've been in this country though. My family's been in this country on my mom's side since 1500s. Yeah, long time. Best show ever. Joey, Jesse, thanks for posting stuff in there. I love you guys. You guys are great. Frank, thanks for regulating, Frank. Come and live in my basement in the UK. Well, well, you may be taking on a little bit more than you should. I'm bringing 4 kids and a wife, 3 grandkids. You know where I've thought about land near Nada Airport in Fiji. That's where I've thought about retiring if I can swing it. It's pretty cheap. If I can live in Fiji, that'd be fucking great. I go down to Australia and visit all you crazy fuckers down there. New Zealand. Become a big rugby fan. I went there one time, watched a lot of rugby. It's fun. I was there during the All Blacks, which is the New Zealand national team. They call it the All Blacks. They wear all black. Have you ever seen a commercial and it's a group of athletes in all black and they're doing this like dance thing? That's the New Zealand team. They're really good in rugby, really good, fun to watch. They played Australia, and I was there during that game. And it's funny. They don't watch it like Americans do. Americans typically we sit around TV and watch it and go to bars and watch it. But there they get like auditorium. Like they had a big screen set up and everybody sat in like movies. It was like a movie style seating. And we just drank and fucking partied. And I mean, it was fun. It was fucking fun. Great time. Oh shit, the giveaway. Son of a bitch. I forgot. We'll do it tomorrow. Thank you, Jesse. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm just not into it today. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do the giveaway for the Wednesday, and then Friday we got the giveaway to enter the giveaway for Wednesday. Or for tomorrow. You got to go and go to Monday's episode and put a number in between 1 and 100. It's episode number 126. BlackCat's feature builder, clean as fuck coils. Do that. And then Friday. So we'll do that giveaway tomorrow. Dog the Vapor Hunter will be in the house tomorrow. We're going right back into the show. No more of this stuff. We're going right back into the show and having fun tomorrow. I'll suck it up, quit being such a fucking wimp, and I'll get back on here and we'll have some fun. All right, good. Oh, you're on a podcast with David G? I'll definitely listen to that. Yep, we'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, thank you, Jesse. I forgot. You know I forget. Jesse's kind of remind me. I always forget. An idiot. Fiki. All right, that worked. I forgot all about the damn giveaway. No wonder everybody's sticking around. Everybody's like, "You're gonna do the fucking giveaway, man." Dog the Mullet Hunter. Hell yeah, we're gonna do dog. We're gonna do the fucking yeah. Hell yeah. All right, thanks, Easy. Thanks, guys. Do me a favor. Any comments that you had that I may have missed? This goes for you watching the show live and for anybody who watches the replay. Put comments in below. And you know what? If I'm wrong on any of the information I said, fucking rip me and put in the correct information. I don't hold offense to it. I don't. And I want to get the correct message out there to everybody. Again, I'm going off of just what I read. So, you know, I could be wrong, and I will be the first to admit that. So put any information that you have regarding what's going on in the comments below. And I appreciate if you do. And let's get the information out there to the people so that we can do what we need to do to make things better and get people to stop fucking smoking. All right, guys. I love you guys. Hope you had an interesting time today. Read the article. Thanks everybody for showing up and hanging out. I appreciate it. Make sure you tune into the live shows tonight. I will be there in chat, talking to everybody and seeing what's going on. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Wednesday. Get yourself some good to eat. I'm going to. If you're in recovery, stay strong, and I promise I will too. I will see you tomorrow. Dog the Bounty Hunter.